What up? YouTube, like and subscribe. The Grounded 2
so proud of
premiere.
Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk
I am
down
so
to the size
excited
of
that
an
this
ant,
exists,
trying to survive
and
in
we're getting a
backyard,
deep dive into
grew
it.
Something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together.
Very popular.
You all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. And to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game. So with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve
It makes
those
sense that
dreams,
this
we
team
partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together,
just
we're taking
continue
Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world. The Brook
working
Hollow
on Grounded.
Park.
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Correct, Eula.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal.
Pat, have you played
became
Grounded?
our
0 for
main
1 for
partner
yes.
On developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that
Have
are
you played?
important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression.
Maybe I
They
should
make
play
games
this
with
on
great
stream.
gameplay.
I played it with Swanky and our homies, but we never actually like finished it, or like got as far as I thought we would get. There's actually a lot more to experience in that game, I think, right?
That are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to
One of those fun
great
survival
IPs
game
and great
experiences. I agree.
franchises. The fact that we're the first
I agree.
partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max,
Well, it is the same squad.
Willow, and Pete.
They're a couple years older, which means they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different. But we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area
Such a good idea
is
to go to
actually
a
the same
park from a
size
backyard.
as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to
Oh, yeah, the Square
explore
Enix stuff.
the community
They're
of
just
Brook Hollow
multi-platform now.
and
I really
what
feel that
secrets
way.
have they've been hiding.
What we love and what we're excited about in terms of the park is the opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really
Oh my
quickly
God.
right before our teens were shrunk.
I forgot
And
that I
means
lived
the
inside of
park
a
has
cola
been
can
sort of turned upside down
and
is
drank from it.
in a topsy-turvy state.
Not go bankrupt, yeah.
And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart. In all of the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked
That's-
over, and its contents have spilled out into the
Need
ground.
a snow
And
biome?
what this means
Ice
for
cream.
our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian
It definitely
horror.
looks like this game is very much Grounded
We have
1 Part
anthill
2.
That's actually
Like, we're not
somebody
reinventing the wheel
decided
here.
to
It looks
bury
like
a
it's just
bunch of
more
toxic
grounded,
stuff
which
in
is
the
good.
park. And so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools.
Kingdom Hearts
And of
4. Oh
course,
my
nothing
God,
can
I'd
live
go
down
crazy.
there except for one type of insect, the cockroach. We are oftentimes reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The changes that we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or
Cat, would you watch me play Grounded 1 solo
faster or slower.
on
We did all
stream?
that too, but there's also an
Does that
entire
seem
sort
of interest to
rock
you?
and paper scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger
Sure.
quickly
We'll take a
or
sure.
jump in for a quick attack.
You would hate yourself, so I'm sure I'm in. Yeah, I
And
would. I
almost
do
all
get
the
pretty
insects in
scared of
game
the
will have these
bugs.
abilities
I
now,
really
too.
hate fucking
Sort of
bugs.
like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. We're leaning
fuck with
into
me.
clear play styles for tanky warriors, low
Tanky
defense,
warriors.
high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages, and
It
ranged
definitely feels like a
hunters.
multiplayer game, but I don't know.
In the first Grounded, we have mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2.
Archetypes.
All in on the road.
Hear me out.
Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass
I don't
cannon
like
build
when
that
game
stacks
developers
ambush, assassin,
try to
and
implement
cardiofan mutations
game-breaking
with the
builds.
Wolfbane daggers and the Wolf
Because
Spider
you're
armor.
designing
It
the
lets me
game.
open up combat with massive backstab
I feel like a
damage,
game-breaking
but
build
also
needs to
inflicts
be
venom.
discovered
Then
by.
I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge, rinse.
Am I wrong
and
on
repeat.
this? Am I off
It's
base
high
here?
risk, high
Noah?
reward, and absolute chaos.
You're a game
in all the
developer.
best way. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they
You're way
really
wrong. Okay,
break
cool.
once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up
Tell
with
Archer,
all
of
of your
course.
game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of
the
players
bases
it
are so
attracts,
goddamn cool.
from builders to crafters and everything in between.
Yeah,
if
Bald
you've ever
also,
watched
so
me
true.
on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things,
We gotta
and
watch
bringing
some
the
Grounded
materials
fucking-
like insect body parts back to my
Whatever
friend's
she just
seeds.
said.
This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
I gotta get on there. Invite
We're
me.
also
We
trying
can
to
build
make
a
sure
base
that
together.
Armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really
Grenade
important
launcher?
for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first
Grounded build
release.
videos. Yeah.
Mounts.
Dude. Okay.
Our
That's the
mounts,
killer
we
app.
call them buggies, have an entire suite of moves and have their own special abilities and attacks.
PlayStation Home was 15 years too early. You are
We
correct
really
about that.
wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible.
PlayStation Home should
And
still
that meant
exist.
making sure that buggies
PlayStation Home
had
should be
unique and
rebooted
valuable abilities
and
across
reintroduced.
all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration. and
Not
travel.
capitalizing on
That has
PlayStation
gameplay
Home
implications for combat,
during
crafting, and
2
building
console
as well.
generations where you're fucking
Just like how we
dominant
wanted to expand
is
on
just
player
insane.
Play styles throughout the game. We're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own personality.
You ever just think of something and
Red
get
Ant
upset?
Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're
Me
saddled
with
on your
PlayStation
buggy,
Home.
you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support.
Dude, bug
The
friend?
Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but
Dude, do you
they're
think I
heavy
could get
hitters.
Shay to play
They're
this?
also super fast, and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered insects,
She likes
and the ability to
bugs.
shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers
Not even
won't be
like
your
I want to
base-building
play
buggy.
2 a
You should
lot,
use
but
the
I
Red
want
Ant
to do like a
Soldier for
one
that.
nighter of Grounded 1, which could happen
They're super fun for exploration and
immediately.
combat.
There is plants. She does like plants.
Red Ant Soldiers and
Yup.
Orb Weaver Spiders will be available
Yup.
at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the 2 we're starting with.
He's
The
too
connection
nice to
our
have to play more
community
co-op with
has
you.
with us is
Honestly,
something we want to keep forging with the
you are
sequel
correct.
as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one,
I gotta
we
stop
knew
asking
we
her to
wanted
do
to return
stuff.
to game preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and
what
it's
the
out to the
fuck
world.
is that?
But there's so much
First,
value in building
oh
alongside
my
the community.
god, I hated that. There was a head in that man's head.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park.
There's that Lego co-op game. You choose wisely. I know.
What we're doing with Grounded 2 is we're actually keeping zip lines
know.
held back.
I gotta
we can
save-
see
I gotta
how
save.
players
I
engage
have-
with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time.
Shades
to
of
really
Night, she fucking
complement that
cooked me
buggy
last night.
experience
What'd
and
she
make
say?
exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop
I
helped
wonder-
shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies.
For
all of it.
moderating
We
the
also learned a
Discord
lot
group
from that
chat,
first
not
time
in this
around.
chat.
One thing that stood out immediately.
Yep, got your
Players
ass.
blaze through our content, especially the story. That makes sense.
That's
Story,
funny.
characters,
But,
world building. That's kind
We
of
were supposed to play that
Obsidian's
Hobbit
thing.
game.
It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre.
Fucking Hobbit,
so this
dude.
time, we're starting with
Dire.
a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos
Jake
descended on a
Pacey,
ceremony
so-
commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite
important.
parts of the first game was watching the community
Moderation
uncover
is a serious
clues and
job.
spin up theories.
Oh my
This
god,
time
Chad,
around,
I've seen
we're
some
leaning
fucking
even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye
crazy
on what our players
moderators
discover and how
lately
they interpret it.
on Twitch.
Because
Have you
never
guys
know what
seen
might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to
any
hit our
channels with,
groove
like-
at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through
almost said, like,
was key
bad
to building
communities,
trust
but-
with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with
Not
update
that,
pacing
exactly.
and scope, and what we found
There's
resonated
weird
the
vibe
most
moderators
with all
on
of you
Twitch.
were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land.
Say who? I would
So,
never.
That's the plan. Larger, more complete updates, spaced out just enough.
Exclusionary?
So we can take your
Yep.
feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect
Possessive
our big
in some
updates,
ways.
New buggies, new
Just got here, but I heard
biomes, new
Xbox can play
building
Helldivers.
pieces,
Is this
all
true?
the
Speedy
good
monkeys,
stuff.
you have been
And
fooled.
We're launching with a public roadmap, so everyone knows
You have
what
been
to be
fooled.
excited about in the future.
Welcome in, homie. Good to see
All of
you.
us at Obsidian Entertainment
The way
and
too
IDOS
serious Twitch
Montreal
mods are fucking
super excited
unionizing.
about how close we are to letting
I haven't
all
watched any of the Outer
players
Worlds things. How are we feeling? I already forgot that that happened. I fucking mentally blocked it out. And actually, I'm kind of interested in it.
If you're a
I'll play it
returning
because there was a lot of
player,
melee.
we're really looking forward to you
More than I thought.
experiencing all the
Where did you land on all of this,
improvements.
P-Swag?
If this
Good to
is
see
your
you,
first
homie.
time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you.
I was
in
playing
Brook Hollow
Adamfall.
Park.
Her chat mods
It's
were
time to
so very
ride
corporate,
together
and if you tried to make
and
a
survive
joke on the game
together.
or any events that happened, you got banned. Bros gave me Borderlands vibes, yeah. The best SGF thing, yeah, but it didn't take much. The bar was low. I'm about to fucking unionizing. Yeah. They're trying to gatekeep the streamer from chatters. Yeah. Or like our super... Just insane. YouTube bot watchers. Oh my god. July 29th. I'm so